First, we are going to talk about the problem statement in this project proposal report. First, we are looking from the perspective of the personal transporter. As we know that more and more people are turning into personal transporter these days, and you've probably seen them on streets anywhere. As compared to conventional gas-powered motorcycles, these light electric vehicles are more environment-friendly and cost-saving. You don't have to worry about fuel, parking, maintenance, and other costs of owning a car. E-bike and e-scooters don't use gas, but they are battery-powered. As we compare the personal transporter and the traditional bike, the real cost of a traditional bike can easily be over 4 times the purchase price. These costs are in the fuel, servicing, and depreciation. When you add all this up, you see that electric scooters cost you much less, even if you finance them. In the other hand, there will be no parking problems with personal transporter when compared to the traditional bike. This is because electric scooters are compact, foldable, lightweight, and they can be parked in small areas. Next, we will be looking into the details of the personal transporter. The second problem statement will be the limitation of views on personal transporter through obstacles. The main disadvantage for the use of view is the limitation on the road full of debris or full of obstacles. Considering a wheel moving at a constant velocity, every point on its perimeter is moving at a constant velocity tangent to the curve of the wheel. In this case, the wheel cannot avoid the local maxima and minima and must move over the obstacles. This results in the loss of energy during locomotion and may cause the personal transporter to trip and cause severe injury. Therefore, it is very dangerous when a personal transporter is traveling at an average of 15 km per hour. Last but not least, the majority of the tires are made of rubber. Tires may be very useful to us as they help us to travel from places to places. But it may also be a major problem after it wears out. The biggest problem with discarding old tires is that they contain chemicals and heavy metals that leach into the environment as the tires break down and potentially harm to any animals that come in contact with the poison water. Besides that, some disposal site has tried to get rid of old tires by burning them up. These processes not only release harmful chemicals into the air, but they are also extremely dangerous to the workers and the environment. Moreover, fires that are fueled by tire materials are harder to be controlled and extinguished than regular fires. Therefore, we have to propose a great solution to solve this serious matter.
Next, I would like to discuss about implications of problem. Based on the previous problem statement, why do we select personal transporter to replace the use of vehicles? This is due to the negative impacts of vehicles. First, harmful gas substances. Then, lack of accessible parking is also a major problem for vehicle user. Whether at airport, shopping center, university campus, problems with parking are an everyday occurrence. Lack of accessible parking can hurt local businesses and decrease the quality of life. Traffic congestion is also a main negative impact as well. With the help of personal transporter, the high mobility of personal transporter can be helpful on insufficient car park issues. Personal transporter is available to carry into your office and houses and store it somewhere until you are prepared for your next destination. Other than that, the fuel consumption of personal transporter is zero. Hence, the emission of harmful gas substances will be resolved. The existence of personal transporter will reduce the number of vehicles and efficiently resolve the traffic congestion problem. In the safety aspects, the wheel mechanisms of personal transporter is a self-balancing human transporter. Balancing technology cannot prevent injury if you do not ride it safely. Fast start, fast stops, and fast turns are dangerous and can lead to a loss of control, collision, and force. According to George Washington University study, personal transporters are impressively dangerous. The study examined the medical records of 41 patients who were admitted to the emergency rooms at University Hospital from 2006 to 2008. It noted a steady increase in injuries every year. The risk of injury is high, such like traumatic brain injury, facial fractures, fractured tibia, fractured clavicles, ribs, ankles, and arm. Therefore, in order to ensure safety of riders, the general conditions in STUVP is listed. The conditions state the rider must wear a helmet, travel under 12 km per hour, be at least 12 years old, weigh between 45 and 117 kilograms, blood alcohol content of 0, be a height so that their elbows are at least as high as the segway's handlebar when standing on the platform. Meanwhile, based on the safety issues of personal transporter, different countries have different restrictions and regulations imposed to the use of double-wheel personal transporter. In Singapore, the speed limit of sidewalk is up to 15 km per hour, and the cycleways are speeds up to 25 km per hour, while it's providing pedestrians with the right of way. Devices must be fitted with lights or wear a luminous jacket. They are not allowed on the roadway. Besides, in United Kingdom, the use of these devices on sidewalk is banned under Section 72 of the Highway Act 1835. With the reference to its use, the carriageway it probably falls into the category of motor vehicle, defined as a mechanically propelled vehicle intended or adapted for use on roads by Section 136 on the Road Traffic Regulation Act 1984. In the workplace or private sector, there are plenty of employees work with or near a motorized vehicles as a regular part of their normal job. A wide range of transportation accidents can occur in the workplace, such like collision between two motorized vehicles, single vehicles accidents, back-over accidents, workers being struck by work vehicles, and workers being struck by personal vehicles, etc. The safety issues arise with the use of transportation, which include personal transporter in the workplace. From a statistic, we might find that the workplace transportation accident is more likely to lead to a serious or fatal injury and a gradual increase in fatalities to workers. In addition, referred to Occupational Safety and Health Act, it shall be a duty of every employee and employers to ensure the safety, health, and welfare at workplace. The ideal workplace should be well lit, and traffic loops should be well laid out and clearly defined, free from blind corners and obstacles, and with stable and level surface. Meanwhile, the US Department of Health and Human Services has identified the steps employers can take to protect their employees and their company. Keep workers safe on the road. Prevention strategies for employers. Provide information on crash prevention and vehicle safety programs. The environmental impact of tire productions include odor and solvent emissions. Landfill space is become more and more scarce as tires do not biodegradable and have a significant negative space. Some disposal sites have tried to get rid of tires by burning them up, either by open or controlled combustions. This process do not only release harmful chemicals into the air, but they are also extremely dangerous. These combustion activities cause air pollution to pose a health and safety risk not only to the environment but to the public as well. In March 2010, government launched a process to develop national environment policy. The objective of the policy are to provide direction to both public and private sector, to ensure the integration of all policies, to clearly articulate and communicate national environment commitments and priorities in a transparent manner.
So, after discussing about the implication of problem, now we want to decide which lab mechanism to be used. There are so many types of lab mechanism in the world, but we will only discuss about 3 today. First is the Yeoh mechanism. It is a 1 degree of freedom lab mechanism and consists of 11 links per leg. The Jensen mechanism moves fast when the leg moves off from the ground and maximizes the acceleration just before touching the ground, which provides a smooth grounding and contribute to the asymmetric acceleration control. It also consumes the least energy when compared to KUAN and Chebyshev mechanism. However, it can only work on even surface and terrain. Second lab mechanism is KUAN mechanism. The KUAN linkage is a planar mechanism designed to stimulate the gait of leg animal and consists of 6 links per leg. It has the highest average velocity compared to others. From the acceleration analysis, it shows that the KUAN mechanism moves fast when the leg takes off from the ground and maximizes the acceleration just before touching the ground, and the acceleration vector may turn to the opposite direction for braking inertial force and preventing a large impact of the leg on the ground. And lastly, Chebyshev mechanism is the last choice. It is known as 4-link mechanism and converts rotational motion to approximate straight line motion. An extension link to project the original trajectory drawing in the air onto the bottom are introduced for the purpose of comparison with other 2 mechanisms in a simpler manner. It had a symmetry shape in up and down motion trajectories. On the other hand, it provides the simplest motion trajectory in the sense of fewer dimensions for achieving a function of walking. In the torque analysis, it had maximum and minimum torque with large amplitude, which the range represents the energy consumption. As a conclusion, all 3 mechanisms have their own pros and cons. KUAN mechanism need to be built in smaller size to be able to move with limited energy, since it was initially designed as a system to mimic insect motion. The Yeoh is considered to be extended version of Chebyshev linkage due to similarities of basic velocity and acceleration profiles, and the existence of additional peak position, and therefore, Yeoh mechanism is an optimal solution as the linkage specialized for walking smoothly. Hence, we will choose the Yeoh mechanism as our crank-based leg mechanism for a personal transporter. After deciding the leg mechanism, now we have to choose the design of personal transporter. We have considered 2 designs. One is install the leg mechanism under the platform, another is installed at the side of the platform. After some discussion, we have come to a conclusion that install the leg mechanism under the platform is a better choice. It is because of the limitation of size. If we install the mechanism at the side of the platform, we have to decrease the size of the platform, which will cause unbalance when passenger riding on it. Also, another problem is whether install 2 or 3 pairs of leg mechanism for each side. The benefit of 2 pairs is able to save cost, but in order to maintain smoothly motion, 3 pairs are the better choice.
Now, I'm going to talk about the impact of personal transporter on multicultural society. The Segway personal transporter has been used in some of the countries for the purpose of safety, mobility, and also time saving, but it is also costly. The Segway personal transporters are used frequently in the United States as they want to give a big boost to the community-based policing effort citywide, increase the amount of police officers in downtown area, and also enhance the patrol coverage of special events and large parking garages. Besides that, the use of personal transporters simplify the workday by dramatically improving the mobility and efficiency of commercial workers traveling indoors, outdoors, and across vast facilities in the US. As for Malaysia, people don't really use the Segway personal transporter as it is expensive and not suitable for town use, as a town area has busy traffics. One of the purpose personal transporter is used in Malaysia is for tour guidance, especially in Putrajaya, where it has many sightseeing spots. Last but not least, for Europe countries, the Segway human transporter is having trouble getting a foothold in Europe, as most of the countries have strict laws about what kind of vehicles can be used in public sidewalks and streets that would prohibit its use. So far, Segway is currently allowed in France and Italy. A tour company in Paris, for example, is offering Paris Segway tours, but these countries are only incorporating Segway use in the new law, which requires low speed.